Hey everyone, welcome back to the Archangel 15 and another episode of the Archangel 15 show. As always, starting with a disclaimer. By watching any of my presentations, you agree not to take legal action against me in any way, shape, or form. If you do not like or agree with what I'm saying, please discontinue watching immediately. I mentioned in the past presentation my work I've done with natural upper respiratory cures, and specifically Cavaricol, which is in oregano. You can pretty much streamline it to oregano tea. You could also buy oil of oregano. It's really, really harsh, but it really works. Just try taking some tea or taking some oregano and put it in tea. And like I said, just give it a shot if your lungs feel like they're burning. There's been an elevated increase in nuclear warfare and the subsequent gamma radiation. If you look up the effects of gamma radiation on the body, it goes right through your body. It goes through concrete walls that are like 6, 8 foot thick. It goes immediately right through your body. Like I said, if you're still here today and you've been living above ground, it's not by chance. I can tell you that. And like pretty much everybody is a near-death experiencer. Uh, like I said, I have a separate presentation on that. There's other things you can use as well. First time I did it, my alchemy, mallow came up, expectorant. You can look up what an expectorant is. Poppies have been used. Poppy tea has been used for thousands and thousands of years for the same purpose, and it doesn't taste really good. You're better off just going with the oregano tea. Uh, I think the presentation I did on that was like 3 years ago now, maybe even longer. Uh, I typically end these presentations with death, cancer, sickness, plagues to Bushes, Rothschilds, Herberts, Walkers, Prescotts, basically the Texas thugs, oil crew, CIA creep crew. Many of them are underground in a huge underground facility in that region. When everything started with COVID, that's pretty where Trump and his mafia friends were essentially. And I don't know if some of them came above ground eventually, but hopefully they stay there and burn in hell there when they die. Uh, anyhow, so I like Texas has been like the prayers are working. Like I said, they've been getting hit like they hit with the F3 tornado in Houston. Obviously, this is unfortunate for some people there. Recently, they got hit with like 3 inches of ice, like 3 solid days of ice. Like it was like freezing in Mexico. Like this is like very, very uncommon. There's probably several reasons for it. I have a major influence over the ionosphere, as you can watch in my cloud formations videos. It's not debated at this time. Uh, but like I said, please, just look it up. The videos on the like I said, the ice in Texas. Like I said, some of these people have probably never driven in those conditions their whole life. Uh, I talk about all kinds of stuff, like secret stuff. Like I said before, under all kinds of underground bunkers. The point in Cape May Point. I mentioned that whole area. There's not really a whole lot of underground stuff closer to like basically west or east of Hamilton and south of Asbury Park. Like there's too sandy a soil. Conditions are not optimal for building underground bunkers and so forth. But there is a metro that goes underground to there. I'll be scoping this area out later in the summer season if I make it that far. I'm going to talk about like things they have plotted against me that come up. Like it's that advanced to where I know like what the enemy. I always know what my enemy's planning. Like I said, I'll get like a nervous feeling, and in my book I can come right to it every time. But like if people who are against me keep trying to call the police, like I said, my advice: go. Why don't you start a petition? Why don't you go around my neighborhood and make up a whole bunch of calumnious stuff about me? And like I said, like I'm gonna go in front of a judge and jury. I'm gonna say these allegations are calumnious by nature, and the reason you're bringing them is because I have direct ties with the Russian Federation and people that are not in your best interest. And like the stuff I talk about is the truth. Like I said, nobody has the authority or the balls to touch me. That's just real rap. Like I said, go ahead and try. See what happens. Like I said, this upsets a lot of people, me talking like this. And I'm not a bad looking guy. I'm really intelligent. I'm not dirt floor poor. Like I said, is it like by chance that I don't have any friends, any girlfriends, like I said, no. It's because people have an evil agenda against me, and they have against my family and I on some Da Vinci Code stuff for many, many, many years. But please stay with me. Uh, and like I said, like there's like I mentioned that I have to like literally chain myself in my room to stop people from stealing my genetics. Like this has happened for years and years and years. Like I'm telling you, like I'm not making this up. My room is gassed, like with some kind of like something in, like where the outlets are, and I had a breach the other day. Like as soon as I said something about wait until you see the real Alexandria, like I said, I had this epiphany. Like I said, I saw this meteor, and like I said, basically like through divine intuition, I was like you're gonna have a daughter, and her name is gonna be Alexandria, and anyhow, like I said, like I have chains. Like they're not really I can tell if somebody's in. So I wake up in the morning And like I said, that my like the chains were broke. Like I got into a huge argument with this. Like I said, my mother has been taking part in this for years, and like she, like I said, eventually she's going to be going. We're going to get her overseas. She's going to be forced to wear a burqa for her the travesty against the Muslim faith. And like I said, like these people have a list 80 miles long of things that they've done that they deserve to burn in hell for, and like to cert, like face war crimes trials, and it's all coming down as we speak. And like I said, but like behind the scenes, they do some pretty shady dealings. But like okay, so I went to my alchemy book right when that happened. Purloin came up, first word. Concubine, condom, quorum rig, comrig, and escape. I'm like, I know, like how much more straightforward could it be? And in a contest, and like I believe that like these genetics are going like at this point, they're going to like high profile people, and like do I see any money from this? No. Like I said, it's like an effing joke, and like other people in my family have taken part in this. Like I said, for years I was kind of oblivious. It didn't matter. But like, do you honestly think after all the signs that I've shown that God's that naive to like let you just take things and then like it's like not incorporate back doors into them? No, absolutely not. I can promise you that like you will face like severe. Your conscience will eat you alive, and you'll probably like these instead of being healing power, like I said, they will turn to cancer, something like that. Like I'm 38 years old, and like I said, I look like I'm 24, and I feel like I'm getting better as the gamma increases. It's kind of odd. It's a blessing to be God's chosen. I feel honored, truly. Uh, like I said, like God is not that stupid to not incorporate backdoors into things. And like I said, as my stock goes up, which every day goes up quantifiably, like I said, the little dick white boys goes to the floor. Nobody wants their genetics. Everybody wants the real mag, and hashtag the real show. Uh, and like I said, like the stuff I'm telling you is really true. Uh, okay, so like there's this place. Like I said, the Chester County Airport. There's like it's where the Pope flies into huge underground facilities. It's actually where a junction is. Like some of them go up to north to Reading, to Scranton, where Biden's from, and then like basically out west to like York County. There's a Peach Bottom Power Plant and the War College and Messiah University, huge underground thing there. To Aberdeen Proving Grounds, down to Washington D.C., to Mount Weather, Virginia, and like it's just like not all of them are locked in. Like some of them are in like people's houses, believe it or not. Like I know exactly where they're at. And like Bob Bruninger Insurance actually went in there today to investigate and talk about an insurance quote. Uh, like I guarantee you, in this basement, it goes right over to Chester County Airport. It's right next door. Uh, Steve Barnett was an old friend of mine from high school on Rosemont Avenue, and I believe in his basement. Like a lot of times they'll put it in like a house that's not that fancy or big to kind of like make it tricky. But like they'll even have them in like Section 8 areas, thinking they're being slick. Um, this guy named Chuck Artinian near Homeville Road, like the whole area of Homeville Road. Like I had a friend that lived out there. There's like shady stuff going on, and like they try to deter me from going out there. I mentioned this guy named JD Ekman has stuff out there. Also, I talked about last presentation this dickbag named Billy. Alchemy told me to cut up, and like what they wanted to do was like have me build up my little temple here with my little altar and everything, and then like eventually give it to Trump and the little dick white boys. And like this other lady, Mary Alice Malone Durance Campbell, second richest woman in Pennsylvania, owns like 40% of the common stock of Campbell's Soup. Has it like her horses. She like basically she'll bring in like alfalfa from California, organic alfalfa from California, have it like shipped here. The horses, if you saw the facilities they live in, probably better than a lot of rich people even. Not saying that all these people are bad. A lot of them sit on the fence, and a lot of them are rapidly attempting to jump ship to my side. And but the whole thing with the clones, like I said, I'm not seeing them as much anymore. It's funny how a couple years ago you wanted to like flaunt them and taunt them. Now, like I said, the tide has turned, and like I said, why don't you have the balls to do it anymore? I guarantee it's like I said, not because they're not on the islands. A lot of people are trying to stand under my umbrella, and like I said, I hope the air even goes more to dog crap. And from my dead fingers will you take my homeland from me. And like I said, I have a long history of people in my family that served in the military. Like I said, other people that I'm mentioning, they don't at all. They don't care about this country. They don't care about the people, the average people, the hardworking people, the taxpayers, people that paid in blood. So like I said, I'm not playing those games anymore. And like, there's a whole bunch of tales of honor. Like I said, you like only hear the slanted bad stuff that happens to the Russians. Whole bunch of tales of honor that have happened, like going the other way. I can tell you, like everybody knows where the United States' limp dick missiles are. Like, they put them in Afghanistan, they put them in Iraq, they put them in Vietnam. Like, imagine like 37 of them getting shot down. Imagine ones they launched from other countries, like in Europe, that actually didn't even need to get shot down. They completely failed and blew up over innocent civilians. And the innocent civilians had to go into a room and hang their whole family or butcher them with butcher knives. It was that bad. Like, serious tales of honor. Like, no joke. Like, like I said, literally, their missiles just completely exploded, like failed. Um, and like I said, not only that, like a high number of other fighter jets that got shot down with the amazing stuff that Sukhoi has, and the Russians and other people as well. I have reason to believe. I mentioned like a whole, like there's not really many countries. Like you could pretty much mention any country, and there's probably ongoing like active situations where missiles were detonated there. Sweden, like I said, got hit hard. I mentioned Slovenia, other places. I believe that Sweden retaliated, and like grand finale, Germany, like literally, like Germany got lit the hell up, like obliterated. Other places as well, the Mediterranean. Uh, I believe, like I said, people very close to me, like neighbors of mine and others, like they're gonna attempt to like strangle me when I'm out like on the beach. They wait till I'm at the shore, and they're gonna attempt to strangle me and make it look like it was a stroke or something like that. And like this came up, or like they'll have some thought, like they'll pay some homeless person to attack me with a knife or some crazy stuff. Who knows? I need to get out of here. Um, I mentioned in the past, like a conviction and like basically confession coming, like with Trump, like I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but like stuff is really boiling down. Please stay with me if you're still with me. I'm getting ready to do my like this presentation, like might be one of the last that I do. I'm getting ready to do the Secret Doctrine book review. It's going to be multiple parts. After that, I have a feeling that something's going to go down. Like I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep bringing these presentations to you. The views are obviously gained. I'm not doing it for that. I don't care if it says I have two. Like I said, like I know more people are watching them. I know I have an omni-like presence. Like I said, that transcends the BS that they play with me. The whole thing with Taiwan, like I said, there's already stuff that went down there. China already controls a whole bunch of like countries in that whole entire region. They have for a long time. I mentioned, like I said, Vietnam. There was like a preemptive basis to go there to basically put nukes there. They were like not even of good quality. And like the way the United States figures, let's just light up a whole bunch of downwind and we'll stink up your country. The truth is pretty much everybody over there is already underground. And I'm the last stand, the best thing they have going for them. And like what goes around comes around. Like I said, and like I believe that California pretty much almost got all already evacuated. There was horrible flooding that was continued that like wasn't being covered in the radar feeds, or they're like doctoring it. Also, there's like the whole state is like subject to like seismic activity. It's like the whole state's like ready to like fall in the ocean. Like every single day, you can go on USGS or Drudge Report quake sheets, and you can see it. It's really interesting if you look at it. Like there's like 8, 9 areas, like either volcanoes or like huge seismic shifts are going on. Like something big's ready to go down, like tidal waves, all kinds of stuff. Like chaos theory 101. Um, like I said, and like I mentioned, like this issue, uh, that like Christianity, like it has many like divergent paths right now, and like it's very easy to trace everything back to like the Roman Catholic Church and others. And I really believe that like not everybody worships the same like the same Jesus. Like there's a bigger picture that incorporates like time, science, and truth, and like the real Jesus, and like I said, for whatever reason, there's certain people that like it's not to their advantage to acknowledge this. So I don't like my form. Don't try to jump ship. Don't try to like recant on your deathbed. Like if you weren't in, you're not in. It's going to be like I have a better chance of going to China and like taking them straight up. Like the more I'm reading about the Secret Doctrine, it talks about like books that were not canonized, like the Book of Enoch. It basically says like hateful rabbis like chose not to like the Bible is not in chronological order or like sequential order. Or, like I said, or to like the oldest book is actually Job. Parts of Genesis, the Pentateuch or the Torah that were penned by Moses, the books of law, like certain parts of them were like left out. Parts of prophecy, parts about second coming of Christ, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so uh, the whole thing with stealing kids is a real big issue. I really believe that Bruce Lee's daughter was stolen, like, and other people as well. And they do this for many reasons. One, because they're just evil and they want the genetics. And like somebody like Bruce Lee, it'd be self-evident as to why they wanted his genetics. And like two, they do it to basically steal your fortune. Like I said, like it'll be like somebody crossed with George Bush. That'll like they'll give you they'll replace to steal your kid and replace that with them, and then like it's like they want to like control all the genetic. The Rothschilds are really really bad for this. Anybody with red hair, like dead giveaway. Like I want to mention Alina G. Rothschild. Like I'm gonna like kind of like turn on her now, or like disown like my like relationship with her. Like I had like a sort of thing going on my first time I went to Russia, and like she obviously didn't respect the genetics and like what was at stake here, and like it's her loss, not mine. And like I believe that she tied in with my family, like some things with Greenland and other things as well. And like you pretty much have nothing. It's your loss, not mine. Sorry, I'm moving on to China. And like I said, the real Russians. And like I said, where you all went wrong was hedging. They had a talk about me and my presence, and like they decided to reclassify me. They were like really close to unclassifying everything about me, and like they probably were gonna do it at the Super Bowl, or who knows what. Like I said, they're not gonna do it now. Now they're gonna keep reclassified, and like I said, and also about nuclear warfare. In my opinion, this is a big mistake. The unveiling needs to happen and imminently, and the detonations are probably going to intensify. There's like many active fires that are going on. And like my alchemy says that a lot of people that were betray me, specifically in the military and other people, they feel really, really bad now. Well, tough shit. You should have thought about that. You had free will, you had choice, and you chose wrong. My guess is in Texas, like I said, like when the ice storm was a big deal. Like they know what's going on. They know like this is like not a joke. And like stuff went down in Texas. There were a lot of people that probably were dispatched. Like a lot of stuff. I mentioned about Germany, stuff there. Soon I'm ready to throw down my aces. And like I said, these people have hired demons. Like when this happens, like they will probably kill me. Like I said, like any of these presentations I do could be the last one. Like please, like I'm not saying this just to like, push some kind of agenda or something like that. But I'm being serious. Like at any time they could kill me. Or they will kill me. Like I said, like I start intensifying things on like some Moses epic level stuff, which is coming. Like I said, like expect it, and I'm ready for it. And like a lot of people want this to be the end of like everything. They want it like the Bible. Like the truth is, there's going to be 1,000-year reign of the Messiah, the second coming of Christ, and like there's going to be like peace on earth, one world currency, one world government, and like the evil will be vanquished. And like that's just, and it's going to be like evil white people, like the Roman Catholic Church, the British monarchy, the evil people from the Pentagon, a few other, and like some other people as well. And like it's very like a lot of the oil money. Like I said, the Sunni Muslims as well. I predict, like I'm just going to make a prediction for like many years into the future that the English language is going to dissipate. Like it's going to diminish. The Matrix as we know it is like basically confined and like bound by the English language. And like I said, it's like it's something that needs to go, like it needs to like broaden its horizons into like either like something like a Persian language or Mandarin Chinese or something, or like even Russian a little bit. But I can like tell you, as people start to see that white people are the problem here, like I really predict the demise of the English language. It's like it's constricting the matrix, and it was like that. It was obviously done that way by alien god engineers or God himself. You look at the Tower of Babel stuff. I believe the Tower of Babel was like a metaphoric hyperbole, like many other things in the Bible. That was like essentially like human cloning, trying to be like one language, trying to be like creating people in the image of God or the angels or something like that. And there's other things as well. Like we need like a new version of the Bible. And I mentioned the front pages of my Bible is going to be like Trump being, and then Obama as well, and like other people prepare, and like like I said, these people want me really bad, and they want to get me alive and steal me and take me underground and like try to make me feel like I should be privileged to be in their facility. And these girls that are your stolen genetics, you have to accept this, and all this and that, and like I have better offers other places. Like I said, I'm willing to die with honor, something you people know nothing about. I know I keep saying this, but if you didn't acknowledge me in this life, don't worry about it if I do die. It's too late at that point. Don't like try to martyr me and then, like after I die and like create some kind of foundry or something like that, or holiday in my favor or something. I believe Cape Cod hit the serious fallout just as North Jersey and many other places did. Probably pretty bad. New York City probably as well. Uh, in the name of Nevsky, praise the ice. Like I said, if you never saw, go on YouTube and look up Alexander Nevsky movie. There's this movie in Russian. It's like one of the best Russian movies of all time. One of the best all-time movies, period. And there's this famous battle on ice scene. It was like the first time the Germans tried to take over the Russians. And Alexander Nevsky was the Prince of Kiev, Ukraine. And this is like when Kiev and Russia were the same. And like I said, like these people, like they have the same statues, and like yet they want to like. I'm not even going to get into the whole Ukraine thing. The whole thing is going to end there very soon. A lot of the German Jews, or the oil and gas people, are like the main problem. The Texas thugs, Kaufmans, other people I'm not going to mention by name. But like my advice is, do not bring people from Texas here. You will bring plagues with them. A lot of them jetted out when the fallout came not too long ago. A lot of them, some went to Switzerland, some of them went out west, some of them went to Greenland, some of them went to Texas. Because there's huge underground facilities there, and you'll bring plagues with them if you bring them back, or bring them here. Like I want to have a personal talk with the Bushes and Rothschilds about like the honor of going down with your ship. Like I know you people have like hedged your way through life, and like I said, like you just think you can steal whatever you want and do whatever you want. But like like I said, don't try to jump in now in the name of Jesus or like God honor. Like I said, like have at least enough decency and honor to go down with your ship, as you should. Koch family, I'll give you something to engineer. And you want to play like this bipartisan divide and conquer, funding both sides of every political party and this and that. It's an effing joke. It's a laughing stock of the world. Like I said, like they rely on people being dumbed, eating poison food, and like I said, watching 2 news channels. And like I said, it's like I said, we're better than that. I mentioned, like I said, the English language I predict the end of. The German language is nowhere, like for people say, oh, the Germans are the best, the Bavarian Illuminati. Like just compare the alphabet of the Germans with like any of the Asians, the Japanese, Mandarin, Cantonese, and like you'll see, like I said, like even Farsi, like I said, Persian languages, they're like Tajik. You can't compare them. Like I said, like the parts. The really harsh German language is like meant to stimulate parts that like are good for engineering. The Germans were engineered to be engineers. That's just the truth. They engineered a world that is going to be taken over, and then like I said, they will be no longer needed. Thank you for all the people that detonated. Like I said, the detonations, keep them coming. I'm doing fine. Like I said, I'll have the whole world to myself before it's all said and done. Thank you, my goon mall girls. World War III. I believe will be announced soon, or it's obviously already going on, but I believe that they're going to eventually come out and attempt to announce it. I mentioned that I'm attempting to leverage people out of $57 billion. And like, by the way things are going, it's looking pretty promising. I believe I'm ready to throw down brimstone and fire. Like I'm ready to throw down my aces. Like I said, they'll probably kill me, but I don't care. It's a gamble I'm ready to take. I have some amazing things planned for when the time comes. Like free energy, like many other projects as well. Like real free energy, not some BS Tesla stuff. Like real, like mechanical stuff. Not a car that you could not work on yourself either. A car that has like 17 parts, and like other things, like a boat. Like I said, that like you could go like wherever you wanted forever. Imagine that freedom. Imagine how much extra money you'd have to stimulate local economies. And like I wanted to mention, like I said, February 17th, the amount's going to go from 57 billion to 679 billion. Then on March 11th. 311, beautiful disaster. We're going to go to 1 trillion, 111 billion, 111 million, 111,000, $111.11. That'll be the final number. I don't think we're going to get there. I think they're going to come at me very soon. And like I said, I have Pandora's box, a presentation in my shorts called Pandora's Box, where I was in New York City and I went to the Hudson River and basically did a domage and like basically, anyways, Pandora's box was open, and I'm gonna do a separate. I need like after I get the money in the bank, I'm gonna do a separate presentation that closes it, and it'll stop the natural disasters. It needs to happen. That's the only way it's gonna happen. Like I said, I can print pure oxygen and do other things as well. Like it's not even debated. Um, but like on a side note, like if you don't want to give me the money, like this is costing you more in the long run. Like I like just know that $1 today, year over year, is probably equivalent to $1.37 now. Uh, or like basically comparably, $1 a year ago versus $1 today. It's like equivalent to $1.37 now. And why? A, increasing global tensions. Things aren't getting better; they're only getting worse. B, inflation. C, scarcity of natural resources. D, scarcity of human resources. And like like I said, this is only going to get worse as more and more people get sick. Like I said, it'll just keep getting worse and worse. Uh, like I said, I recommend people stay away from gold and silver. Like I know it seems like the logical thing to do in like uncertain times. Uh, I think there's other things you can hedge on. You know what the Bible says. In the end times, people will throw it in the streets. Like I said, like don't be one of those people. My advice to you. My plan is to leave day one. I'm not going to stay here. Like I said, like I must. The Asian market is what it's all about for me. And like I said, I need to start a family of my own. Like I said, I've been treated like hell and tortured here. The ultimate plan for me is this. So I plan to do is like wait until pretty much everything's gone. And hopefully the Suicide Squad, Russians and Chinese come here. They'll start digging into the bunkers. And like at that point, I need to go and like get underground somewhere else. And if they want to detonate here and kill those people, then I'll be safe underground and we'll know. And it's going to go underground for 30 years. Then people are going to start to poke their head out in another 30 years. And then go right back down for another. So probably about 60 years what we're looking at, in my opinion. After that point in time, like there will be nobody left, or very few people left that have any peripheral cognition of what life was like before, like living above ground. Many people will off themselves. They'll be on like third and fourth generation of people living underground. It's not by the will of God for this to happen. Again, like you really need to give me my money and let me be the man to keep this show going very soon. Anyhow, so okay, here's the fun part. I did some alchemy, and like my heart started racing, and like okay, gorer, and I don't like Latin, but like I said, there's like an end of my dictionary. There's part that's Latin. Gorer, or authorance means war to the utmost. So there's like war to the utmost going on. Locus in quo, place in which, civil. So it's like Civil War, Cirque, like I'm guessing like Cirque du Soleil, like France, and like Belgium as well is an area. So like in the area of France and Belgium, there's like horrible civil wars going on all around the country for that matter. Like I don't want to push any more of the racial, bipartisan divide and conquer. I know I said things like I said that are very contentious by nature. We're all better than that at this point. Um, like it's very self-evident who the good people are and who the bad people are. Like I don't need to tell you. You're not an idiot. Anyhow. So, and I like in hoc signa vinces, by the sign of the cross you will conquer. On a side note, like I said, like the Ku Klux Klan has called the sign of the fiery cross. And like either you get it or you don't get it. But like talk about like I am the root and the offspring of David, the bright and morning star. Like anything with the bearer of light. Anything about bearing light. Like I said, just go outside and hold a candle and see if you start to feel like an energy. Like I don't want to give too many secrets away, but it's a really, 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 really big thing. Like in a ceremonial aspect, and that's why like the ceremonial stuff for like the Freemasons, like the Bavarian Illuminati, some other people as well, Bohemian Club. They do like this stuff with fire outside. So there's definitely civil war going on. So anyways, this is where it gets interesting. A jury being picked as we speak. Dispose. I believe that like there's already a jury picked for Trump. There's already people being disposed. And there's already people like the whole thing with Trump is going down. Like right now as we speak. And it's a matter of time and you're hearing it first here on the Archangel 15. I talked like weeks ago that you're going to get a confession from him. He doesn't have enough balls to do that. Go ahead and nuke away. Like I said. Because that's just the level of dishonor that these people exude on a daily basis. And like another side note, my sister's baby, he's like 4 years old, almost 4 years old now, Gabriel, he's starting to get sick. And like, I have really, my heart goes out to young kids. Like if you're not underground, like unfortunately, like I really hate to break this, but like young kids, they don't have the resonance that the adults have. They it's not in their DNA structure. When you understand how cytokinesis works, like it's like they're like you have a biofield and an aura around you, and like they just theirs is not like adept and in tuned enough to be able to resist the gamma radiation. Like I said, like it'll just eat you alive, and like I said, it really has harmful effects on like growing children and various things. I don't want to get into it too much, but I feel honored to be God's chosen. I can tell you right now that there's going to be an all-out fight between the girls. Like I was in Colombia once, and through telepathy, I was like talking to this one, or like felt what she was saying, and she was like a beautiful Colombian girl, and like it's going to come down to like the black-haired girls, like of like the Persian, Chinese, and like some Latin girls, and like the white girls. And like the truth is that like the white girls are junk. Like I said, like, they need to be courted. Like after you take them out on a date, it's like you wish you would have saved your money and watched pornography or something. It's like, you like they're not, half of them aren't sexually gratifying. If you look at them wrong, you'll break them. Like I said, they don't like to take it certain places, and like it's just like get the fuck out of here, man. Like we're past that shit. And like I'm not saying they're all bad, but like, like they had their time, and like I said, their time is, in my opinion, like I said, they will phase themselves out. Uh, like I talk about the Bible, like the inefficiencies of the Bible. This may cut off here soon if it does. This is the end of my presentation. But like Abraham, there's two bloodlines: the bloodline of Abraham, bloodline of David. He had like two wives. Like I said, one of them was Hagar, that was like a slave to Sarah, and like like that, like having like the polygamy and having multiple wives is not cool. Like we need to do it like not in my book. Like I said, like that's you'll see major problems. You can like either you love one and hate the other, or hate one and love the other. It's like something. There's another verse about that. I have some really interesting stuff with maritime admiralty law that I'm working on. Like you would feel like amazing like neural energy anytime you start getting into like tracing the roots of origin of words back to stuff. Like I said, I really believe you're gonna see like I said, I'm gonna do a presentation on it eventually. But like I've found like okay, so like you look at the like I said, like river there's has two banks, and through it flows current. And like I said, you're born through a birth canal. When you go out into the water, you go through a canal. And like I said, like it all starts, like I said, like with water. Like our bodies are 70% water. The earth is 70% water. But I've traced it back even further to the black line. And like I have a whole presentation I'm gonna do on the black line. And it's like, okay, you start cutting, like you're gonna make it all starts with like the black line, like tyranny and oppression. Like it starts with tyranny and ends with tyranny or oppression. And like I said, why do people build a ship? Okay, like slave trade. They wanted it to oppress people. And like I said, then they do it to like the pilgrims to escape oppression. Otherwise, they wouldn't need to build a ship. They'd be happy where they were. Obviously, to go fishing or something like that, but you don't need a big ship for that. So the black line, like I said, okay, when you go to build a ship, you get you have your lumber. You gotta cut your trees down first, and you make a line, black line on the lumber. Like I said, and you gotta stay on the line, or your ship's not going to be sound, and it's going to leak. And like I said, like you have slaves building your ship, or like I said, or are you going to build the ship yourself?